Hi, this is Dr. Cubbin, and we are going to be starting our first lesson with our videos for Google Classroom, online learning, and we're going to be starting our unit on electricity. And the first thing we'll be doing is making a coin battery. Now, you've watched a short video on how to make a coin battery. You see how it's made. I'm going to show you the materials that you're going to be using. I've already taken a little bit of water and added some salt into here. We can always add a little more in there. And we have some pennies over here. We have some nickels. We also have some small pieces of paper towel, which have been cut into small circles to keep between the coins. And as you see from the video already, that there are several ways that we could come up with a hypothesis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the battery is made. And from seeing how it's made, I'm going to give you the opportunity to come up with your own hypothesis. So what we'll do is we'll take a piece of the paper towel and we will put it on top of the nickel, as you saw, and on top of that we'll put a penny. Now you can see that the multimeter is showing absolutely no voltage, but if we attach the negative probe to the bottom and the positive to the top, we'll be pushing through about 0.3 volts on this. So that is how the battery is made. What I want you to do now is to think. We've added salt into the water. This is called a cell. What I want you to do is I want you to give it some thought as to your hypothesis. We're nearing the end of the first video. I want you to give some thought to the hypothesis. I want you to give some thought to some of the ways that you would be able to change your independent variables in here, and that you could have 3 levels to them. So I want you to stop the video now, think of a few ways you can change the independent variable, and then I'll come back, keep the video running. The people at home, students, you stop the video right now, and I'll be right back.
Awkward.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, so now we've given this some thought. You've written down a few ideas on how you can change your independent variable. And I'm going to tell you a few that we could do right now. Number one, you saw that we mixed the salt in the water. We could maybe have 3 containers of water, putting 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons of salt into the water. Easy way we could change our independent variable. Number 2, we could probably open up a cell and take a few, instead of 1 piece of paper towel, take another piece and put 2 pieces in there, put the penny on top. Before we were pushing down about 1/3 of a volt. Now let's take a look at it, and we're pushing down, I don't really want to tell you how much we're pushing down because I want you to think about this. So we could change the amount of paper towel in there. What else could we do? We could change the number of nickels and have the same 1 paper towel and put 1 penny on top. We could change the number of pennies and keep 1 nickel on the bottom. So we can change the assortment of coins that we're using. And we know that copper is highly conductive. And so what I want you to do is I want you to just think about it for a second. And I'm going to tell you right now what we're going to use for our hypothesis, or what we're going to use as our independent variable that we're going to get our 3 levels out of. And that is going to be, we are going to keep the cell the same. So we're going to keep the nickel, paper towel, and the penny there. That's going to be our independent variable. And we are going to change the number of these cells. So on this, we'll have 1 cell we're going to test, 2 cells we're going to test, and then we're going to have 3 cells that we're going to test. Okay? So this is how this is going to work. So what I want you to do today is I want you to write up your hypothesis, write up your list of materials, and write up a procedure for this. We're going to do these 3 levels, and we're going to do 3 trials of them. So I want you to get all this information together, and then what we'll do is tomorrow we'll actually run the experiment, and at the end of today, before you leave, you're going to go to Jupiter, and you're going to go to Quiz Lab 1, and that's going to ask you for your hypothesis, materials, and procedure. So that's what you want to do. You want to write these 3 things in your notebook and then transfer them to Jupiter. So that's really the classwork that you would have done. You're going to have it in your notebook. All you're going to do is copy it onto your Jupiter quiz. Okay? And then we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, I can end it?
You can end it.
Okay.